What's good? What's good? Facebook, YouTube, wherever you watch it from, live waves, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. Uh, we live. So, whenever you come in, however you come in, and when you listen now, listen later on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Check us out. We got a special guest in the building. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Uh, you see the name up there for the podcast listeners later. I'm gonna let him tell you who he is. So go ahead and
Yo, what's
introduce
up?
yourself,
Yo,
my guy.
first off, appreciate you having me on, man. I'm Lane, Kyng Laine, whichever one they prefer to go by. I run a music group, Misfit Music Group, and I've been throwing shows for quite some time. So I'm in the game. You know what I'm saying? I know. I've been around the block a couple times.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. That's what's up. And we gonna get into it. We gonna throw some lightweight right now. We gonna get deeper in towards the middle.
Yep.
Um, but we gonna lead up to it. You know what I mean? When did you first start like get into it? You know what I mean? Get into the I had to turn that sound off on the
No, you're
side. I
good.
got too much stuff playing.
So pretty much, I didn't start out in hip hop. But I've loved music ever since I was a kid. I used to watch my uncle's band practice in my basement. So
Mhm.
that's really what started the love for music in general. And then I was in metal bands for like 8 years. Kind of needed a change from everything, and I've always been a fan of hip hop. Eminem, Dre, Snoop, everybody. And it just kind of led me to start writing raps. So I've been doing that now for about 6 years. So I mean, total like 16 years I've been making music. So that's really
Yeah.
what got me into it, was just my uncle, watching my uncle and wanting to be, man, him. I wanted to be him, really. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's always dope to see family doing their thing. So, you know what I mean? Shout your uncle out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is Carl Abila. He's in a band called Silver Sport. So if you're from Saginaw, you probably heard of the band and shit. So
Yeah.
they're dope.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. We got one viewer right now. Anybody listening on the speaker or just pushing the button or checking us out, you know what I mean? However you listening, we appreciate y'all. If y'all come on in, kick it with us, leave some comments, questions, answers, social support, you know what I mean? I know Kyng Laine, your misfits out there, so you know what I mean? Y'all come on in and say what's up, represent for the squad.
Yeah, hopefully
Uh,
they on their way in, man.
yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So we appreciate anybody that's showing support, showing love to the scene overall. Thought Magazine in the building, Kyng Laine in the building. And we just starting, so you ain't missed much. You missed some introduction, and we're gonna get deeper into it. So we found out how you guys started. Uh, when was like we found where you had the love for it, where you found like you got the love. But
Right.
when did you first touch and create music?
When I was 16, I got my first guitar for Christmas. Didn't have an idea how to play that mug, but I would sit in my room for just hours and hours and hours and just try to figure out stuff. And actually ended up teaching myself how to play guitar. I've never had like singing lessons. I've never really had any type of musical lesson. Everything I know, I've pretty much learned by ear or just learned by watching somebody else do it.
Yeah, so you play more. You play instruments. You play.
I used to play more instruments, but it's more vocally. Like I sing. When I was in metal bands, I used to do the whole screaming aspect and everything. Now I'm rapping, so I really am versatile, and I like to bring all those things into one. Sometimes I think it makes it a little different and more fun for people who are watching.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And you got interesting videos. You know, I mean, the creativity in it. What would you describe? Pain music type, or what's the description for you would give for your music?
I mean, I guess it depends because depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm going through it, obviously it's probably going to be some pain music. Other times I like to make shows. I like show songs. When I go out and
Yeah,
I know, hey, this is going to make people turn up. I like to do that. I'm pretty much. I wouldn't classify myself as a rapper. Maybe more of an entertainer. I do a little bit of everything.
yeah,
So that's what makes it fun for me, is just being able to be different and dabble in different things, and other people don't really plan to do. A lot of people don't. When they see me, they're like, yo, you write raps, like you're in hip hop, like you don't look like, I got big old plugs in my ear and shit. So they're like, yo, bro, that don't even make no sense. What's
yeah.
going on?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel you on that, you know, but you know, hip hop is one of the most well, hip hop brought a lot of the world together. So you know what I
Yep.
mean. That's one thing about it. So that's one thing why I love hip hop too. You know what I mean? It's so much to the culture. You know.
Right.
Uh, so with that and being versatile, how is it in Michigan? Like the reception, the support. You know what I
Um,
mean for your style that it don't fit in a certain lane as you,
yeah,
no pun intended.
it's hit. I mean, it's hit or miss, man. It just depends. I feel like a lot of people. I've never really had anybody be like, "Yo, you know, that's trash. Like that's complete garbage. Put the mic
Yeah.
down, stop rapping, or singing or whatever." So it's just fuck, where was I going? Sorry, what was the question again? I'll be smoking. Shit.
How do you feel about? I mean, support wise, you know what I mean? Because
Oh,
you
oh,
know,
that's where we're at. So I mean, it's
yeah,
hit or
like
miss. You
in
know,
Michigan.
yeah. Some people love it. Some people are like, you know, that's not for me. But that's cool. That doesn't mean necessarily they hate it. That's like someone could send me some music and I may not like it, but that doesn't mean that 1,000 other people might not like that same song.
Yeah.
So I never take anything too personally when it comes to supporting or not getting supported. I just do what I feel like I need to do for myself, my brand, and my team. So
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt. I feel you on that. Um, Anybody on my personal page, I'm trying to turn it back to where they usually turn it private. So I'm turning that public right now. So if you're checking in on my personal page, and leave a comment, we're gonna have it as public. So anybody that's out there that's rocking with us, go ahead and share this. Leave some comments, come holler at us. You know what I mean? Be part of the show. Y'all make the shows just that much better. You know what I mean? When y'all comment and lead and we can shout y'all out.
hell yeah.
So yeah, no doubt. So uh my next question would be with the music now, what led into promoting shows?
I felt like for a while, I wasn't getting booked. Like I felt like, I was my very first show I opened for Waka Flocka at the Dow Event Center.
Mm,
Which I've always said was a blessing and a curse, because it was a blessing because it was awesome to, to get to experience that, but it was a curse because now I'm at every show looking for that type of crowd, that Waka Flocka crowd. So it kind of is like, man, that was kind of a curse because it set my standards way up
yeah,
here right off rip. So I finally was like, I don't know if people aren't booking me because they don't like me or if it's, I know that hip hop is competitive in
oh
general,
yeah,
so I don't know if it
yeah,
was just like, hey, they felt like I didn't deserve to be there because they had been there trying to do it longer than me. So I just kind of was like, fuck it. If y'all don't want to book me, like I'll book me and I'll
yeah.
book everybody else around this bitch that wants to rock with me. And if you don't, then I guess that's on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, and that's kind of how. I mean, not the same story, but I mean, not. But that's how the magazine came about. Is I felt like when I was an artist, we wasn't getting enough. Nobody was looking at us in Saginaw. So
Yeah.
you know, so
Saginaw is
that's
a hard market, man. It really is a hard market because there's so many talented artists, and they're all so different from each other. So it's like you got to get in where you fit in and just try to do what
yeah.
you can sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt. That's the truth. You know, what I mean, and we still need to get the hip hoppers that just love music. Back in like '05, '06, there was a lot of hip hoppers coming to shows. So y'all listening to this, man, if y'all hip hopper, y'all get to them shows.
Yeah,
You
please come
know,
out, support shit.
yeah, no doubt. And not nobody trying to start nothing. Y'all leave that alone at somewhere else in the streets or something.
Take it somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's one
So
thing I do like about my shows. We knock on wood, we rarely have any incidents. You know what I'm saying? That's the artists. That's what I like about a lot of the artists that I work with is they're all trust. You know what I'm saying? You can trust that they're going to come to the show, do what they want to, like that they're supposed to do, and turn up. It's always about the love for music, and I try to stress that to all the artists that
yeah,
come that I book. Like, yo, this isn't whose dick's bigger contest. It's let's turn up for the community and just show them how talented you guys really are because that's the only way you're going to pop.
yeah, that's true. No doubt. Because like you said, Saginaw is a hard market. And a lot of times we don't have the avenues or the people that's there. We ain't got no P. We got some guys that got some man. They got some credentials behind themselves. but
Right.
on the average, it's kind of hard. Oh, this ain't Atlanta or New York or California. So
Yeah.
a lot of times, do you feel like when you throwing shows or sons, do you feel like it's on deaf ears?
There's been some. There was a while for like a year, like between the whole COVID thing when COVID first happened, to about right when it started kind of opening back up, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Once it kind of opened back up, the whole vibe felt different. It just kind of felt like I was promoting for nothing. Like we wouldn't have people come out to the shows. The artists were discouraged. I was discouraged, and that's honestly Rock Out Ali. That's around the same time that I met him. He was out on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And really, meeting him made the whole thing turn around for me. I was just like, I see in him what I seen in myself prior to COVID, and I was like, yo, we're gonna link, and we're just gonna make this shit work, and shit's working. So
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Shout out to Ridiculous. Uh, that's my guy, man. Cool dude there, man. Go back, years when I was around performing. First started the Hype magazine. So shout out to you, Ridiculous. Keep doing your thing. I know you're doing it. I know you ain't stopped. He said he tuned in. So appreciate you for tuning in, my brother. Uh, Rock Out Ali, because I find like he got a good, dope style, the
yeah,
energy. I feel like he's still finding himself. We talked on here
yep.
quite extensively. You know what I mean? Um, so how do you feel like that pairing with you and him? Y'all create music together, or you? How do you, I know y'all
See,
throw
the
shows.
funny thing is this is like we've yet to have a song yet together. Like we haven't gotten a song yet together, but like that's my right hand man, bro. Like everything that I'm involved in, any show, any idea, anything, like I'm going to Ali. Like, hey, bro, what do you think about this? Like, yada yada.
Yeah,
Because I appreciate his opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because he's always just as much as I feel like I helped him. He helped me just like even more, if not as much. Because
mm-hmm.
like I said, I was down. I was like, man, fuck it, I'm done. Like, don't nobody. I felt like nobody wanted to fuck with me. I didn't know why. I didn't know what it was. And he was like, bro, he's like, don't. He's like, you got it. That's why they don't fuck with you. Like, he said, you got to just push. And I was like, you know what? Fuck, you're right. You know what? I'm gonna do the
Yeah,
same thing for you. So it was just like ever since we met, bro. That's been my homeboy.
yeah. That's dope too. You know what I mean? Um, and I seen you had a show come up. I think it was on the second. You got canceled it.
Yeah, it got canceled. Yeah, we had some issues with the sound guy, and then a DJ, dropped out, and a couple artists were like, "Hey, I can't make." I was like, "Man, this is too much." I was just in the midst of, I just had my daughter on the 13th, so
Congratulations.
it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. So there, she
Yeah,
was in the NICU. I was like, man, I'm not worried about none of that shit right now. Like y'all
yeah,
can drop and do what you want, do what you want to do. But I ended up giving the show to my homeboy Ace who's
yeah. I seen that.
also.
Yeah,
Yep. So that's what I want to do, bro. Like just like that. Like I easily could have just been like, oh, you gave it back to the venue, but I wanted to reach out to one of my guys and be like, hey, it's an opportunity. If you want it, run with the shit.
yeah, yeah. That's
So
dope. You know what I mean? And anybody listening, I mean, you can already see, you rock with him, he rock with you. You know what I mean? So and trying to help others. That's one of the main things in the game. Hip hop is based on helping others. You don't put a whole track together. A lot of cats can try to put a whole track together, produce it, rap on it, promote it. They can try to do everything, but they still need a fan. Still need people to buy it. So anywhere you go in the hip hop game, you need somebody. So
yeah,
you know,
thing I've always said, like without the support system and like the fans that I've gained throughout the years, like I wouldn't be shit. Like I really wouldn't. So
yeah,
without them, because even them, whether it was writing songs to feel like they could connect with me, or if it was just in general, I just wanted to be a helpful person and just be someone that my kids could be proud of and everybody else could be proud of. So
yeah, yeah. You definitely on the right track. You know what I mean? Do you feel like you're on the right track?
I do. There's, I've always had my moments. Like I struggle with depression, anxiety. So I went through like shitty when I was a kid, some shit. Um,
Yeah,
but but yeah, it's just I feel like I'm my own worst critic. I can write a song and 100,000 people could be like, bro, that shit was hard, and I'm like, I could have done better though.
yeah, yeah.
So I think I beat myself up more than anything. So
Oh yeah.
but
We
I
we
think it's
all do.
also probably normal. You know what I'm saying? That's something that when you are passionate about what you do, you're probably going to be pretty critical on yourself.
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt. Always. I mean, any artist, a lot of times the artist mind, I always say it's a little something more or different than the average mind. So we fight through a lot of things. It might be manic depressive
Yeah.
psychosis. It might be anything, but it's something going on usually that you got that creativity to try to get it out and don't
It
let it
was
build up.
it was rough when I first got on my medication for my depression, man. I couldn't write songs for like 2 months. Like I felt like
Yeah,
I just in my head, when I write, I hear a melody. I would hear like everything coming to me when I just sit there and listen. When I got on the meds, I was like, "Fuck, dude, I don't hear shit. I don't hear
yeah,
a
yeah.
melody in my head. I don't feel no type of way, because music is feeling.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
so until my medication really started to kick in, man, I was worried. I really was. I was like, I was getting to the point where I was trying to write songs every single day, and I was getting frustrated. I was like, man, I just need to write a song. I need to write a song. I need to. I have to. And then finally, when I was like, yo, fuck it, I don't need to write a song, I ended up writing a song.
See, and you never
So
know when it's gonna come.
yeah, so
Yeah.
we're good now, but
Yeah, no doubt. That's what's up. So, shout out Ridiculous. He say Shaquilla Davis. Shaquilla said Keith Drain. So, what up with y'all? I already know the dynamic duo. That's Shaquilla on the. I had to point to the right side. You see
okay,
Shaquilla's cover hanging up down there. Did the cover of them, I think. I want to say 2011, 2010, somewhere in that range.
okay,
We
so
did
they
it.
go, yeah, they're back there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you know what I mean, and I think if I ain't mistaken, that issue had I interviewed Rashida, I was gonna say Davis. Rashida, Georgia Peach Rashida in that issue, I think it was. That was one thing, every issue that I had, I covered a Saginaw artist and put them on the cover, but I always put like a mainstream artist in there. I would interview like Gunplay,
Right.
or shout out to Charles Conley, he covered for me and went to a show and interviewed him,
Yeah, I know Charles
Gunplay.
too.
Yeah, convict. So you know what I mean. So that's much love to y'all. Shaquilla, Ridiculous. You already know what it is. Keep doing what y'all do. You know what I mean. It's always promoting it. You know. So, uh, as far as artists that you work with, are your door always open to artists, or just a certain amount of, or just artists you kind of got a
Um,
connection with?
bro, I've been trying to get people to send me open verses for like the past month, and nobody sent me anything. I'm like, come on, you guys, just send me
Yeah,
something. I'm
I
down to
see.
work with
I seen
anybody.
the post you made.
Yeah, about Ali. I told him, yo, you don't send me an open verse, Ali's coming to fuck
Yeah,
your
we ain't
mama,
gonna
bro.
we ain't gonna say exactly what the post said though.
Hey, man, like, come on, get
It's
it
PG
together, bro.
13.
Sheesh.
Yeah, no doubt.
But but yeah, man, I'm always down to work with people. So I mean, after we get off of this, if you're an artist and you're listening and you're like, oh, yo, even if you were just like, hey, I fuck with the vibe, hit me up. We can do something. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what kind of music it is. Like I showed, I sent you a pop song. I sent
Hmm.
you like any. I
Oh
can do
yeah.
what. So
Yeah, I seen what
hit
it
me up.
was. You sent me about six. I think, yeah, you was blasting them at me at one
I was
point.
blasting them boys, and not and all of them are probably unreleased too from my album that's coming up. So it's
Yeah.
all fire coming out.
Yeah. That's what's up. You know what I mean? A lot of artists, I don't know. They kind of think, I don't know. But you made sure and got at me, and we connected and conversated, and what I'm saying, you shot me some music, and I watched the videos, and I knew you was throwing shows. So
Right,
that was, looking at the whole package. Once an artist get at me, a lot of times I'm liable to look more because I'm looking at Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, Florida. Even though
right.
I'm promoting Saginaw more, but when you connect with me, I'm more likely. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then
It's almost like that saying, the squeaky wheel, you know what I'm saying, gets the attention. Like
oh yeah, a lot of times,
I'm
yeah.
always down to, you know what I'm saying, promote myself. Cause if I don't believe in what I do, then I guess why the fuck would anybody else believe in what I do?
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, no doubt. And that's how I go. And that's what I always try to help with Saginaw as far as that. With doing a magazine, it was like training. So they double XL or any other, but you got to get at them. You can't just expect them to see you a lot of
right,
times because they got too much that they looking at. You know what I mean?
right.
It's too much. I mean, from state to state, it's just way too much.
Yeah, and I seen you got episodes left and right. So I was like, look, if I wanna get in there, I gotta
Got
I
to get
gotta
in now.
out. I gotta do something. I gotta send them something. I gotta make them be like, oh, all right.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you flooded me and made sure, and I seen it. You know what I mean? Because I was almost booked up to January with interviews, and then some people dropped out and stuff like
Right.
that for later. But I've been trying to just focus mainly on Saginaw for these first couple episodes, and then go back to hitting Arkansas and Louisiana and Texas.
Right.
But so it's good to connect with you and knowing that you're doing something for the hometown. So
Yeah.
that's definitely what's up.
Doing what I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, no doubt. You after that show got canceled, you got, I think, didn't you say you have one that you in the works on or working on or planning on?
So I don't have anything left for this year, but next year I have a mini tour that I'm putting together.
Mini
That
tour?
starts. Yep, it starts in April.
Mm-hmm.
We go from Saginaw. We have various different stops all the way through Ohio, Indiana, and then back up. Because like I said, it's a mini tour. But pretty much depending on how this goes, that will determine if we end up doing next summer. I want to have a from Michigan all the way down to Florida and back.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully everything goes well. I've got a couple headliners that I'm trying to pull onto this tour.
Yeah.
So I think it should be fun. I've got a couple dates locked in, Odd Bodies in Ohio.
Yeah, I seen you said that. Yeah. I
That
seen that on your post.
that's where I got. I'm trying to bring out Caskey to that show. I don't want to speak on it
And
too
you
soon.
said,
I don't
did
want
you say
to.
something about Dayton?
Dayton. Yep, it's in Dayton.
Okay, Dayton, Ohio.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
So, and
yeah.
I've never been to Dayton, so I was like, fuck it, let's turn up, let's go big. And
Mm-hmm.
our pretty much, so if anybody here is from Dayton or the Ohio area, hit me up if you're trying to get on a show like that, because we want to bring out the purpose is to network with everybody, while we're out there. So we would like to have the more poppin' artists or even up and coming artists that are coming out of that area there at those shows performing, that to bring in that crowd and show what you got for our crowd.
Yeah.
Uh, so hit me up, like anything you guys, any shows like Lansing, Flint, Detroit, Akron, Columbus. We've got a ton of dates. So
That's what's up. Ridiculous. He put on there, how can I reach you, bro? So I know he probably, well, you Kyng Laine.
yep, if
Just tell him
right on
your
Facebook, my name is the same. Oh, are we? I think it froze up. Can y'all hear me? Oh, I can hear you, but I think your side's froze up or something. But yeah, everybody can find me, Kyng Laine. If it's Instagram, it's Kyng Laine 989. But same with music. All the platforms are Kyng Laine with a Y. I think we're froze.
Yeah, can you hear me? See
Yeah,
me?
I can now.
So I'm gonna affect me too much. Yeah, but you let them know all the connects you can get to.
Yeah, it's Kyng Laine everywhere. Kyng Laine 989 if you don't find me that way. So that's pretty much
Yeah,
Apple Music, Google Play, Facebook, Snapchat, anything, everywhere, up to down. That's everything.
yeah, no doubt. So y'all, anybody listening and listening now, watching now, or gonna listen later on the podcast, y'all already heard it. Um, 2023 got big plans. He reaching for it. So y'all connect with him, Kyng Laine. You know what I mean? He gave y'all the socials. So
Yeah,
y'all check him out. Type it in KYNGLAINE. You know what I mean? Um, so that's dope as far as that. And salute to everybody that's watching too. Shakila said, thank you. Salute to you. You're welcome. Most definitely. And thank you. You know what I mean? Much love. Any artist that we work with, we appreciate and we support. It don't just stop when we make a cover or interview or whatever we do. We word of mouth too. You know what I mean? And I'm down in the South, so I'm still spreading about Saginaw all the time. She typed in Miss Fun Size Davis, and of course we said about that. How can I reach you, bro? And ridiculous.
yep,
She said, I can. All right.
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
just got a
that's
message
dope.
from you. I got a message from him, so I'll check that out after we get out of here.
Yeah. They veterans in the game. I know that. Definitely been out there doing a lot of shows and promoting. So yeah, check him out. Check out Ridiculous and check out Shakila
No doubt.
and they whole crew. So With that, we're gonna get more into the promotion game of it. But tell us a little bit about the Misfits. What's the Misfits?
So pretty much, the idea that is pretty much me and Ali came up with is we wanted to have a brand where we could push artists and just share and network our fan base, our ideas, and stuff like that. It hasn't really necessarily gone as to planned, which, is expected. But we're thinking now that next year, start of 2023, that we're going to go get an LLC for the business, and
Mm-hmm.
actually start trying to get artists under us, that we can fund and have a budget for, and actually push for real instead of just word to mouth, of everybody. Oh, hey, we're a brand, but hey, this is a legit label. We've got A&Rs, we've got video people, we've got everybody. We want it to be a one-stop shop for anything a musician needs. Like,
Oh,
you need a
okay, so
video, I got two videographers that are ready to shoot right now. You need to record, I got two engineers that are ready to, sit down with you. You need beats, all right, my producer, that's what we want to have. And, when you're in the Misfits, it's not about, oh, well, you got to pay me for this. It's okay, I can get you these beats, you get me on that show. You know what I'm saying? It's like a
mm-hmm.
trade, like a supply and demand type thing. You need something, I need something.
Yeah.
Let's make it work however we can.
Okay. No. But is just still you and Ali, or do you
It's
don't add
me.
in?
There's me, Ali. There's some other members. We got Krizzy. We got Sad Tails. Zaybiz is another one. There's a ton of people. There's even people that are just affiliated with us and linked in with us. So because they've got their own thing going.
Yeah.
It's an open family. It's just if you want to be someone that can put into it, that's what we wanted to do. We want to be able to help each other. You know what I'm saying? Misfit isn't necessarily a group. It's more of a family than anything.
Yeah. That sounds dope. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's you know. Uh, I know we tried to do Seven Earlier like that when I was on the block in the '90s. So we could never get that many people to all cooperate or
Yeah,
just get
it's
as
rough.
one. So
It's
that's
rough sometimes. Yeah, bro. It gets
yeah.
there. Sometimes you're like, hey, are you a misfit? They're like, yeah, I'm a misfit. The next week they're like, I don't know if I'm a misfit. You're like, that's straight. It is what it is. You know
Or
what
they
I'm
done
saying?
start their own group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do your thing, bro. If you feel like you've reached what you need to reach here, that I'm glad I could help you.
Yeah. That's what's up. And I like the attitude towards it. Before we get to that, shout out to India Brazy. She said, hey, and she typed in Misfits.
Hell yeah.
Salute to you, India Brazy. You know what I mean? Appreciate you always. You already know.
Yeah, I know she's always showing love for Ali and shit. I see her name all the time.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, that was, and I think I ain't for sure India, but I know off the video, the interview we did. I think that's when she found out about Rock Out. You know what I mean? Ali Profit, but I told him Rock
Right.
Out Ali sound a little
Yeah.
better, bro.
Yeah. And he had that same conversation with me that day actually. He's like, bro, which one do you like better? I was like, bro, when you get on stage, you rock out. Like, rock out
Yeah,
Ali makes sense, bro.
yeah. And that's a big thing as far as the name. You know what I mean? People register the name in their head. If it's a little harder, if you got too many syllables in it,
Yeah, and
uh,
some names are hard to carry, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie. I don't even like that my name is Kyng Laine sometimes.
yeah.
And Ali Prophet. Like it's almost like you have an expectation that you have to be at the top of your game, or when people look at you, they're gonna be like, "Fuck."
Exactly. Yeah,
So
yeah.
so it's something that you got to carry around. But if you can do it, you do it.
Yeah, true indeed. That's true because it is the main. Your name is the main marketing ploy. You know, it's the first thing when you put it on the flyers or you put it on your logo or you put it here, you put it there. When they think your name. When they hear the music, they think your name.
Right.
It's all over. So
Ali's one of the people that made me keep it. He was like, bruh. He's like, you're Kyng Laine. I don't care if you say you're Lane or not. He's like, when I introduce you to someone, that's Kyng Laine. If you're on stage, that's Kyng Laine. I was like, man, whatever, bro. Stop playing. Shut up. And it's stuck. I was like, whatever, man. We'll run with
yeah,
it.
yeah. Is it a little harder now? Didn't he move? He moved, right? He
He
said he was
did.
moving.
Yep, he's in North Carolina now,
North
so
Carolina. Yeah.
it hasn't really made it any more difficult. The only difficult thing is being able to plan around getting him on shows. That's
Mm-hmm.
been probably the hardest thing, because he did come back for the last one. He told me when he left, he's like, "Bro, I'm gonna be back for that next show." I was like, "You better fucking be back for the next show, God damn it!" You're like, "You better come
Yeah,
back. I'm gonna come find you and bring you back. Like you got to
you
be
know,
there."
I
And he
feel
did.
you.
He showed up and he turned out, man. Like that was that night of. I don't know if you've seen the post I made on my page the other day. You know, shouting him out and shit with him on stage in that full crowd.
Oh yeah, yeah, I seen. Yeah, I did read that. Yeah,
Yep,
I be sneaking on pages.
that's his. That's that show. You know what I'm saying? So he came back for that and turned out, and that shit was lit, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's
I always
dope
like
too.
to see
That
a homie winning.
yeah, I mean, and that's dope. That cause a lot of times nowadays people don't want to show each other love and respect. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's dope that y'all got that connection and y'all ain't afraid to show that y'all got respect for each other. You know what I mean?
yeah, bro. And it's crazy because like we've really only been like linked up for like I said last like not this summer that just happened, but summer of 2021. So it hasn't really been all that long, and to think about all the stuff that we've already got in motion and have done already, it's just like damn, bro. Like this was the best move that we could have made for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You know what I mean? And that's great because if one rising and another rising, that just help with the both of y'all rising. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that good teamwork. So that's because like me, I don't know how much respect they give us in Saginaw for my group, but Double M, I don't say much about our group, but I think we one of the most influential groups in the SAG. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Not even just music. With me doing a magazine, and I don't know if you know Mr. Godsend Polk.
I know
Uh,
God sent. Yep. Nikit
yeah,
actually one of the sponsors and helping throw the tour next year. So
yeah,
along
so that was my group mate, me, him, and Dash. You know what I mean? And
okay.
Dash one of the legendary cats in the SAG. So, you never know where the game go besides just music. Like you're doing promotion right now, and you're doing. You don't know what you might do in 2-3 more years.
Right.
I didn't know. So you know what I mean. So just the game is great how you can bounce and just use
Yeah.
your mind and create.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of the stuff that I'm able to do is based off a lot of the people that I met through music. You know what I'm saying? Like the tour, like I said,
Mm.
I've got Nikki Trip, Big Trip helping me with the tour. Jacob, Jacob Peters from the Tri City Flea Market, Feel a Good podcast. I got the Forest Coast Music. Tay, he's over here helping me with the tour. So like, we
Yeah,
gotta
we
just
might jump in there too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just crazy because we've got all these people, and you don't really see stuff like this. So it makes me feel good that I can be that guy to do that. That I'm
Mhm.
accepted enough for them to be like, hey, he's leading the charge, and we're gonna follow him. Or through
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I know India said Ali was at my house Wednesday and Thursday while he was here. He sure is mobile with it. Get it? Yeah, no doubt. Ridiculous said Ali the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell
Yeah.
Ali, man, that's why I posted that post for him because Ali sometimes I feel like you said, he's still trying to find himself and shit. But if he just realizes, bro, he's gold, and if he once he gets that shit and just pushes, he's
Oh
in
yeah.
there. Like
Yeah. And I wanted to tell him, man, hold that mic like a baby, man. You holding that out there too much. You gotta get that.
yeah,
I'm watching everything.
yeah, because you gotta talk to it, man. Talk to it.
Yeah. He be waving it out here and all, oh, bro,
But
you
the
been doing
crazy
the
thing
baby
is, bro,
wrong.
that boy can project because I'll be at the front door and still hear his ass when he ain't got the mic in the but over here. I'm like,
I knew. Oh, I bet. I know he be losing his voice.
damn.
But yeah, that's dope, man. And when you throw your shows, do you perform at them too, or you just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean,
Yep.
just throw the show?
Yeah, man. At first, I was booking the shows, making the flyers, booking the artists, doing the sound, DJing, and performing all in
Damn.
one night. But I liked it that way. It kept me busy. I didn't have to worry about what other people were doing or if they were
Mm-hmm.
gonna, fuck this up or not do that. And it also was great at the end of the show, when I paid out the artist and I still had a profit at the end because I didn't have to pay out 150 different people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that
Mm-hmm.
was cool. And now I can, confidently run shows alone and not even feel like it's a thing. People are like, yo, who helped you throw this? I'm like, just
Mm-hmm.
me. It was like I threw two festivals last year by myself.
Through 2 festivals?
Yeah,
Where at?
Hamilton Street Pub.
Oh, okay, okay.
Those were things that I just put together, booked, got the artists together, made tickets for some of them. I lost my ass on one of them. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I
I
know the
lost.
game hard. They don't understand. You can lose a grip on that kind of game.
Yeah. So, and that was my very first festival, but I learned from it, and the next one that we did was successful. So, I mean, it's all just one after another. You can't succeed if you don't fail. I feel like.
Yeah, that's dope. And you could be that guy, you know what I mean? Because I'm supposed to be headed to a festival towards Houston in that area, 3-day festival on the 2nd. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
festivals are really, I think it's a up next festival. I done seen so many people hit me up about festivals. So,
Yeah.
Saginaw, I don't think anybody really on that level thinking like that. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I see that you thinking festivals.
Yeah, man, because I feel like that's people when you think about, hey man, where would I want to go where I can hear dope music, different varieties of music. You want to go to a festival, you want to go somewhere you can chill with your friends, you can grab a drink if you want to and listen to
You see
music.
vendors and sponsors and
Yeah,
all kinds of other tents and
yeah. So
businesses.
stuff like that will bring in much more of a crowd than just a show Saturday night at the pub. You
Yeah,
know, and it's just I think that's what a lot of people don't understand about throwing the shows. It's all about how you market it too, because you could have the perfect lineup, the perfect venue, and everything, and that show can flop if you don't put the right type of promotion behind it, or the
true.
right type of artists that are going to push that show.
Oh
A lot
yeah.
of artists think like, hey, that's the promoter's job to promote. Like, yeah, it is, but I don't know your fan group, so that's your responsibility to get your fans in the door.
Yeah, you gotta get your fans in too. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what make it.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is, but if you're an artist, that should be one of your main things is to get your people there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If the more people you got there screaming and yelling your name, the more the other people gonna look around like, who is this?
Yeah,
They gonna be
it
like,
influences them. It instant. Like I've seen it firsthand where an artist came up and his people, everybody was just kind of was standing back, not doing nothing, but his people turned up, and next thing you know, everybody else in the room's like, oh shit, all right, cool, yeah, we like this. It's
yeah,
easy
yeah.
for a
Like they
group.
like they say the vibe is infectious.
Yeah, man, for real, seriously. So I always tell people that, like, yo, bring your people. Like, it can literally make the difference on if people fuck with your set or if they don't.
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt. And then if it's on video, you don't want a video with you rocking the crowd without the crowd rocking. So get
Right.
a couple people that you know in front and let
Yeah, you
them.
got to do it for the gram. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Get the fuck up
yeah,
front, please. Hurry up, everybody up front. Help me
yeah,
out.
no doubt. Exactly. Had them. You ain't gotta have them all on the stage with you. Put some in the crowd.
Yeah, seriously. The one show we had, Ali was performing, and there was so many people in there that we had the stage full and the floor was full. It was insane. I was like, how are all these people fitting on the floor without being on the stage? Like, where did half of these people even come from?
Yeah, that's always dope though. You know what I mean? What? How do you feel like your first time feeling throwing a show compared to now? Do you feel like it's just the norm, or do you still get that excitement when you throw a show?
I still get excited. I still get nervous. Like I I stress about things. Like I like things to be as perfect as possible, so that way the best show can be uh put on for the fans and the artist, because I get what it's like to work with the promoter who doesn't give a shit, and doesn't really know what it is that as an artist that you want. So it just all I'm ranting again. I don't remember where the fuck I was going. I need to stop smoking, man.
Wow.
I need to stop smoking. Shit.
Hey,
I
we
just be
live and
fucking.
direct. You know what it is. Kyng Laine in the building. We was talking about how do you feel compared to your first show to your last? Do
Oh
you get the
yeah,
same feeling?
God damn it. Sorry, I've been working all day. I got a newborn baby. I don't get no sleep. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean now I was nervous before and I was anxious and I still get that way, man. It's never gonna change. I get excited about it. So of course I'm gonna have anxious feelings. But
Mm-hmm.
I just push through it and just I know as soon as I step on that stage, it's like I'm a whole different person. I feel like
Yeah.
I switch things out.
Switch them. Yeah, I definitely feel that. And do you feel like it's a more of a need for it, like with your personal life? I don't want. We don't have to get too much into your personal life. I've read some posts and I've seen you talking about ICU. You was recently in. You got sick again. I think not too long ago, and
Yeah,
and you're stressed. And do you
right.
feel like You feel like that's a much needed stress relief, just
Uh,
staying active,
yeah, like throwing shows and making music and stuff. Yeah,
music, everything. Yeah.
that's like that's where I feel the most comfortable. Like that's when I feel like if anybody's gonna listen to me, it's when I'm writing music, making songs, or when I'm on stage. Otherwise, I kind of feel like they don't really see me. So like I
Yeah.
always say, I say people love Lane but don't like Jameson. Like that's how I feel about it. Like when I go to a show, man, it's like I feel like I got this person and this person and this person. Like, oh hey, what's up, bro? You know, hey, let's get a picture. Appreciate you for this. But then as soon as that show's gone and I'm at home chilling or like, you know, I need a favor or something, I'm like,
then that's Jameson. Tell them that's
yeah,
the government.
yeah. They're like, no, we don't fuck with him. We like Lane. We don't like that guy.
Yeah.
Like that guy. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like me sometimes either, so it's cool. But you know, we just get through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I, we all got and I think I told my daughter we all got that kind of like in the hip hop game where it's like you got that alternate or that how you say that
Like a
being that
ego.
just gets released.
Yeah. That sort of
Yeah.
feel it does feel like that. And like sometimes, you know, even back when I was like in bands and stuff, I would step on stage and then get off stage and I'd just be like, man, that was crazy. Like I don't even feel like that was me that just was out there, you know? Like I feel like I was a
Yeah.
whole it's just like my comfortability because really like I don't like to be in big groups. I would
Mm-hmm.
prefer to just kind of be by myself, you know,
Yeah,
doing
alter ego.
but once I get on there, it's like I'm like, damn, I love this. Like that's the best. Being on stage is like having the best drug you could ever have,
Oh yeah. I agree with you. I miss it.
dude.
I do, but I don't. I'm too old.
Yeah. I see, and I feel like I'm getting old, but like I don't even want to get old yet because because I'm not ready. I'm ready to still turn up and shit. But I be getting off stage. I'm like, fuck, ugh, my back, my back.
Yeah, you can't throw that leg out like you want to. And you
Hell
gotta
no.
think about a move first.
Yeah, I'm like, do I really need to do that? Like, is it worth the walker and the tennis balls tomorrow? So I could be sliding around.
Yeah. I shout out India. She said alter ego. Oh yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I was trying to say. Appreciate you. Definitely. Um she said stretch first.
seriously. And my girl was just saying the same thing. She's like, you be going out on stage just turning up like you're just still young and you don't even stretch. I'm like, stretch first? What the fuck? I'm just going to sing some songs. What the hell I need to stretch for?
Yeah, you
Meanwhile, I'm up and down and jumping and doing backflips and shit. And I'm like, oh, but I guess I probably should
hey,
stretch.
probably should straight. It do catch up, which I don't know about I stopped rapping when I was like 24, 25, so and start doing the magazine. But I know that's why I worry about Ali, because I hear how he rap. And I didn't rap the same way, but I had a deep voice, you know what I mean, as
Right.
far as when I rap. And a lot of times I go to work the next day and they be like, it's like
Because you get your voice all raspy, you can't even talk that shit.
yeah, I gotta call somebody to come over here. Hey, can you do that? I'm like, they're
Yeah.
like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like,
See,
yeah, I
but
had a show last night.
that's something that like I rarely ever lose my voice after a show. From doing metal vocals, doing the screams and stuff. My
Yeah,
throat is pretty much and you can't I'm not losing my voice. My voice is there.
yeah.
As much as they
That's
want
what's
me
up.
to shut up, I just ain't shutting up.
Yeah. I, I I do want to ask you what's the craziest thing you saw at the show? I know like I had a show way back at Wise Guys. It was like 2000 or so. Me Poke and Dash, and it was a lady in a wheelchair, and she was rocking out. She was doo doo, and then when we started performing and stuff, she was going at it, and she stood up. And we was like, what
uh
the
so man, if the girl that this story is about is watching this, I'm sorry to bring it up. But at the last show that we just had, there was like a costume contest, right?
yeah.
And we were playing music, they were all dancing and shit, doing their thing. Well, this girl got on stage and was pretty drunk. I think at least that's why this incident happened. If not, she's very uncoordinated and probably
Yeah.
up on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm holding the money in my hand, like who's getting this money? Da 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 da. And next thing I know, I just hear like this big boom, like a thud. I'm like, what the hell was that? And I look
Yeah.
over on the stage, and this girl is laying there, just looking up at me, just like confused as can be. She fell off the stage, hit her head on
Oh,
the wall, and then was like on the ground. And
damn.
then they just got up, and her friend was mad at her for embarrassing him. I was like,
She caught it from every
he's like,
direction.
he said, "Fuck the concussion, bitch! You embarrassed me." Like,
He probably, went like this. He
I
ain't try
was
to
like,
help her up or nothing.
no, he literally no. The staff came, Trip. He was on the microphone. He's like, "Yo, we need security." The security ran up there, and yep, they picked her up, and her friend was not happy with her. He was
Damn.
not, yeah. So that's probably one
Yeah.
of the craziest things I've seen recently that I can just off the top remember.
Yeah. So y'all remember to stay on y'all feet at the
Yeah,
shows.
yeah. Don't don't twerk yourself off the stage, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
uh,
God damn.
man. And also, what other promoters are? I seen you work with Ghost too, the Cat
Uh,
Triplet.
yep,
Yeah, yeah.
yep.
Any other promoters you work with or trying to work with?
Well, right now I'm just working with, like I said, for the tour. Like I said, was Forever 21 ENT.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's Nick.
uh,
That's Ghost.
yeah, Feeling Good podcast, which is Jacob Peters. He does a lot of shit with the
Mm,
Tri City Music Fest.
yeah,
I know he's managing some artists right now. So if y'all need shows, hit him up. Vendors as well, because he does that. Like we were talking about earlier, he brings vendors
yeah.
out to the plate. It's really like a festival. I've actually got to perform at the last one they had in July. But
Yeah, he seemed like a 100 guy. He hit me up in the inbox about a month ago.
yep,
So,
yep. So
yeah,
and there's just been, like I said, Fourth Coast Music. I've been working
yeah.
with,
Two way.
yeah, with 2A, and then just my own brand is really what I've been worrying about. But I'm always down to work with more. I always say like the more the better, because something I might not think of, you could think of something you might not think of, I could have already thought of. So
Yeah, yeah. That's
link
dope. You
up.
know what I mean? That's dope. Just being out. No, I'm in Arkansas, so just being able to, see that. 'Cause Saginaw need almost a unifying presence. You know what I mean? You got so much talent all spread about,
Yeah,
but if more people work together, you know what I mean, you can make more damage. You do more
yeah,
damage out there.
and it's, you know what I'm saying. Like I always like to use the analogy of like everybody wants to be Jordan, but they don't understand that it took Pippen and Rodman and the whole rest of the team to make Jordan who Jordan was.
True
You know,
indeed.
so like everybody has a part to play, and like my part right now may not be to be the head star. You know what I'm saying? The main rap artist. So I need to put myself where I need to be, and right now that's doing this tour, still putting out music, but pushing the people that I see are on that track, like Ali. He's going that way. So it's like, well, fuck, let me step aside real quick. I'm not going to hold you up, and let me
Yeah,
help push you. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
if he goes, and I'm real to him, and I feel like, this goes with any artist. Like if you're real with someone and you look out for them, if they make it, like they're going to look back for you. If you're loyal, if you're real for someone, like just like I would for Ali, if I were to make it, or anybody that I fuck with, you know what I'm saying? Like if I were to make it and they're like, yo, I really need this, that's not a problem. You've been there for day one. Like here it is.
yeah,
you know, and,
yeah,
and that's the kind of people I try to surround myself with. I don't want anybody that's just trying to just be there for the ride and just kind of hope that they make it because somebody else made it. I want everybody to push themselves as hard as they can, but also realize, okay, if this person has that advantage, you need to push that advantage and help that person if that's really your homeboy.
yeah. I definitely agree. You know what I mean? If you can step to the back, because I mean, I'm one of them type of guys myself. I step to the back to help a lot of other people. So that's people don't get as much love for doing that, but it's definitely
No.
needed in the game. They don't
Yeah.
get much love for it.
No, no, we don't. But it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I've said, like I don't really get a lot of love all the time, but I know in the long run what
Who
I'm
mess
doing
with you?
is gonna
Yeah,
be undeniable. So
yeah. That's dope too. You know what I mean? And just the fact that you think like that, as far as right now, um, and the fact that you willing to reach out and help other people, but also you willing to be like, hey, I'm back here. Y'all go ahead. I push y'all up. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because people, a lot of times, I tell artists that's going up, they don't understand how many people helping them go up, whether it's
Yeah,
supporters, you know what I mean? And shout out to India Brazy, you know, you need people like that, you know what I mean? I consider that's family, man. It's just like, hey, what's up? And the
right.
more you got people like that pushing you, maybe talking about you, the more you be like, oh, I'm blowing up, but you ain't show love to why you blowing
Yeah,
up.
because like I mean, like I was with an independent label for a while when I first started rapping out of Flint. And you know that kind of got me like in the works with like bootleg, you know, of the Dayton family and stuff. So I was rubbing shoulders with legends like right off rip. So I
Yeah,
kind of had to have that confidence to me, or I felt like they're not gonna take me serious anyways. Like these guys are legit. So I had to I had to be legit, or I needed to just say fuck it and not even go that route.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm definitely around cats. You get to see their work ethic too. So
Yeah.
anybody that influenced like you, that you was able to see their work ethic and be like, man, I got to step mines up.
Yeah, I mean, like bootleg right off rip. I mean, I shot my first music video in his basement. So like off rip, I was like, yeah, that was a lot of pressure for me because like I knew all about him. Like, you know, I've heard my family talking about him since of the Dayton family since I was a kid. You know, so it's like, damn, I'm here with someone who's doing or has done exactly what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
So people like him, you know, influenced me. Um, Tito Six was who I was signed with Sose Entertainment out of Flint. I don't know if you ever heard of them,
I didn't. Yeah,
but that was a whole situation that kind of just went way south. But I did learn a lot, and that's where I met a lot of those people was through that. Uh, but
mm,
yeah, it kind of shaped me having those people that were big dogs on the yard like having them right there with me and then saying, hey, yo, I believe in you. Like, you're doing good. Like, I performed for Bootleg for both his album release parties. I got to do a lot, and I'm grateful for everything that I actually got to do because I really tried my hardest to make it and follow my dreams. Even a lot of people have always been like, yo, bro, music, really, you really think that you're going to make it? And it's just like, yo, I've already done so much stuff that I feel like even if I don't make it, like I've already accomplished what I set out to do in the first place. Like I just wanted to make music, connect with people, and perform with artists I looked up to, and I've already performed with like my favorite artists at the time, like now. So
yeah.
I'm not really worried about what everybody else kind of conceives as like the, oh, this has to happen. I'm just like,
Mm.
if I don't make it, I don't make it. But I would really, really, really love to because I've got 4 kids that I'm trying to support.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Shout out to your kids.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I do what I gotta do. So
Yeah. Yeah. And with that, you know what I mean? We're coming up on what 7 minutes, 53 minutes in, man. And we definitely appreciate this convo. We still got a
yeah,
couple more minutes to kick it with a couple more. Well, we did see India Brazy. She said, I love that. I think they were talking about a little couple minutes
yeah,
before, yeah, when we was talking. So shout out to you, India Brazy. You know what I mean? Always love for you and what you do. You know what I mean? You show a lot of support through the whole city and a lot of the artists. So that's definitely, man, anybody show love because she's definitely showing it back. Um Now with that, which one do you prefer? Throwing shows,
or
rocking a mic.
performing. I absolutely love performing. I would rather perform every day of the week than throw a show.
Say
Uh,
every day of the week.
I would, but if I could perform every single night, I would go perform every single night.
Mm,
But yeah, it's less stressful for me. Like that's where I get to, like I said, I feel like people actually listen to me and give a shit when I'm on stage.
mm,
So once I hit stage,
yeah.
I'm like, oh hey, everybody's gonna listen to what I have to say, no matter what it is. And sometimes I say some wild shit on purpose, just to test it. You know what I'm saying, like I like to push the limits of what people think is acceptable. You know, sometimes and what the norm is, because I don't want to fit in. Misfits says it all. You know, we're not
Yeah.
here to be. your picture perfect artist. We're the artists that we are, and it is like take it as it is. If you don't like that artist, there's 15,000 other ones doing the same thing I'm doing. So
Probably more, a
probably more.
billion. Yeah, about a billion.
I was just talking in the city. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
dude,
yeah. So what's your plans for this year coming in 2023? What do you want to at the end of 23? What do you want to accomplish by the end?
by the end of 23, I would like to have the Misfit Music Group is a legit business label, whatever we end up going with it.
Mhm.
I would honestly like to be planning next summer's tour from here in Florida. But I just want to get, in connection with the fans and produce good music for them again. I kind of felt like I haven't dropped a lot. The last stuff I dropped ended up getting pulled off of Distro, my last album. So
Why they pull it?
there was a 15-second sample on one of the
Ah,
songs of an hour and a half of music. 15 seconds got my whole album pulled. Um,
damn.
and I was pretty upset after that because it was my highest streaming album so far. Uh, so
Yeah,
so yeah, I've
mm,
just been working on something that will top that.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and well, hopefully by the end of the year, I've got, my fan base back, and I've got the support of all the other artists and the promoters, and I've got everything that I've been trying to get since I started. I'm
yeah,
hoping
yeah.
by the
That's
end of
dope.
next year, like I'm in the position to be like, yo, the next step is top floor.
For sure, for sure. And that's good. You already got your mind set to it. You put the action, you make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's dope. On the distro though, we'll touch on that for anybody that's watching right now. You know, what I mean, you just heard Kyng Laine say about it. You know that the sample or just I seen one not too long ago. I think it was Arrested Development. I had shared it on Instagram. They used one word, which was Tennessee, and it was Prince's word, or it was Prince's voice, and
Hmm.
he asked for $100,000 just for them using Tennessee, saying Tennessee, using that sample.
Yep. That
So
I got contacted by the record label and everything. I was like, what? At first, I was like, what are y'all even talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, my homeboy had made the beat for me and everything, and like, I wasn't really putting two and two together. Like, oh, hey, they're gonna have a problem because it was literally, like I said, like it could have even been less than 15 seconds, to be honest with
yeah,
you.
damn,
So for them, first, they say that DistroKid pulled it, but DistroKid is pretty much ran by computers, so,
exactly.
so you can't
Label,
really, yeah. So it's kind of up in the air. I don't know what happened, but it did say it was a copyright for such and such in this time frame.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that was very
yeah.
unfortunate. That was very
Oh yeah, and you don't want something like that to happen. So any
no.
artist, you can learn from Kyng Laine right now talking about it. Uh,
Yeah, own your
it does
beats.
happen.
Own your beats. Do your research. Make sure you're not using something that somebody's gonna sue you for or take your shit offline for, because it's a bummer.
Yeah, especially if you got it on there for pay. If you're like it ain't mixtape for free,
Yeah,
if it's for
yeah,
pay,
yeah. Anything
definitely.
you pay for, you got to make sure you own that.
Yeah, and a
So
lot of times even if it's free, I remember I think it was Universal. I had did a video. I think it was somebody got signed, and in the video, the announcer in the video said it wrong. He said that they were signed to the group. I mean, to the label Universal,
right,
but they wasn't signed to Universal. They were signed to the subsidiary. The Universal was just a distributor.
got it.
But when they said it on the mic, they said Universal. They contacted me on the phone, and I had to take that video down.
Mm-hmm.
People that had the video that I did it for, they don't even know why I was down, but that was the reason. I had a discussion with the dude on the phone, and they didn't like the fact of them saying it the way they said it, which wasn't. I ain't had nothing to do with that. That was them in their show. The record label, said it, even
Right.
though he should have said his own record label. He didn't. He said Universal. Universal was their distributor,
Yeah.
and the Universal didn't like it like that, so they told me to take it down.
Yeah. I hit up my homeboy. I said, "How come the only fucking beats you made me got my album pulled?" I said, "Sabotage. You sabotaged me."
say you always remind him of that one.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't letting you live that one down, boy. The only beat that you made, you got my shit pulled.
Yeah. You didn't readjust him to take that part out, or could he do it? He didn't have the
I
raw.
I still could, but like it goes back to like me being my own worst critic because like even though a lot of people love that album, I feel like it was subpar. So like I don't know. I feel like I would rather drop something newer and push
Yeah.
something newer than drop that again.
I
And
mean,
worth it. I know it's worth it. You know what I'm saying to get
yeah.
music out there, but I'd
That,
be doing
that
so
this
goddamn.
what.
I need a
But see
manager.
this.
If there's
You
anybody
sound.
out there who wants to manage me, please help. I need help.
I be here. That's the second time. Last interview I did with Dion, he was talking about managing. I keep hearing about managing. I be like, man, but I can't do it.
Yeah, no.
I wish I could. I was a little
Anybody's
younger. I
listening.
would.
Like, if any managers are listening,
Any
please,
managers get at him. Kyng Laine in the building.
serious. God.
Cause and that's what I used to talk to my homeboy Knee Dad. She was that way. A lot of artists I done talked to a lot of times be like, but I be like, so many people. You got millions. Well, hip hop, you got millions, probably billions of
Yeah.
people, and a lot of times your older music it's new to them. They still ain't heard it. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So it's always an avenue. And when you put something out, you like, oh man, it's old, and they be like, I ain't never heard it. And
Right.
it's
The old to
millions of
you.
people like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I totally understand that side, that point of thing. So I'll probably end up redropping it now that we've
I
got
mean, yeah,
way
I
to
mean,
way to force my hand.
hey, that's what I love to do over here. You see what I'm talking about with Rock Out? Hey, I like to help.
Yeah.
And and the way I figure to help a lot of times, like you say, you don't know. One of them sons might be the one that take you there. Or if
Right.
somebody catch on and be like, damn, it could be one of like my homeboy, rest his soul, he was one of his coldest sons. He hated it. He hated it. And everybody when they heard it was like, "Whoa!" I mean, it was out
Right.
there though. It was hard and out there, and it was called "I Don't Need You." But he hated that song. He was like, "I wanted to scrap it," and they was like, "Bro, you got." There's people coming over here asking about that song. There's people
Right.
looking for that song. And you don't want it. I mean, unless you feel like it's damaging your brand or something like that, I can see it.
Yeah.
But if just because you don't like that song, you like another song that only two people like.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
you know.
Makes sense. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it like in the bigger picture, in that sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a
Yeah.
lot that have heard that music, but there's probably a lot of people who, well, I know there's a lot of people who have not heard that music. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense. What you're saying makes 100%
Yeah,
sense.
no doubt. Look, something to look into. If you ever think about it, maybe just update it or put some, what I mean, re-engineered and stuff. You know what I mean? Just make it more up to date or something like that. But
Yeah, I think
or
that might
however you gotta do it.
that would make it hit different. You know what I'm saying? Because back then I was still I've been still finding my sound. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to do
Yeah,
everything because I like being versatile. So my sound changes from time to time. So I think
yeah.
that's back then. Even though it wasn't all that long ago, I still was different than I am today. Because I'm always progressing.
yeah.
So maybe putting a newer spin on that old tape might kind of work
Yeah,
things.
you never know. You know what I mean? You never know. It might be something that start a wave.
Right.
You never know. You know what I mean? India Brady said, I heard someone say you didn't hesitate on making it, don't hesitate on dropping it.
You're right. I wish Ali tells me all the time, like I like those songs I sent you. I haven't released none yet because I want to drop it as my project. I don't really want to release anything off of it. Uh, but I'm just sitting on it, and I'm like, man, I just want to drop some of this shit, dude. Like maybe I
Yeah,
should just
yeah.
drop like 3 or 4 songs or something, and just let it kind of resonate with people so they can see what they're getting.
Yeah. I mean, that's been, I ain't gonna lie, doing the magazine, I done been listening to music so much and so many artists over the years. Like I say, I wouldn't even say how many, but it's so many. And one of my pet peeves is not letting the sun grow. You
Right.
feel me? And I think that's one reason why the radio is like it is, because I done heard so many songs on there I couldn't stand. And you hear it over and over, and it's like,
And
ah,
you're
then and
singing,
all of a sudden you start liking it and like,
yeah,
it's all right. You know what I mean? but if you don't let it grow, you never get to that point.
Right. Yep.
And I seen so many artists drop one song, two songs. I'm like, okay, that's dope. And they drop 50 more and 100. I'm like, hold on, bro, calm down. I can't even get the first one.
See,
And you
but
know what I'm saying?
when it comes to performing though, I do still perform a lot of the songs from like that tape. Um, so the music I do like, so it's not like I'm not performing it. I just haven't put it out to anybody. I haven't
I
let people
mean, you got time, you know what I mean? You got time. Cause I was just saying my couple of my pet peeves. You know what
right.
I mean? Cause I listen, like I say, it ain't not just you per se, but just
No,
overall.
right.
And that's one of them. And another one is a lot of times if I go to a show and I know it's a dope song they got out, and I go to the show and they sing songs that ain't nobody heard about, and I'm sitting there like, what a song can I know it?
Right. Yeah. A lot of people will be like, "Bro, you perform that song a lot." I'm like, "Yeah, the people sing that song a lot."
that's that's the one you want to either
That's
end the set with or in the middle somewhere that they know that they can get and vibe with you. You don't want them sitting there trying to learn every song. You only got a couple minutes on the stage. You don't want the
right.
crowd to be trying to learn your song.
Right. Yeah. You want to hit them with the stuff they know, so that way you can turn up and they can enjoy themselves instead of looking like, I mean, I like this song, but I don't really know if I like this song, but I like it.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean?
Right.
So them always been kind of my pet peeves. I remember going to a show and I was just sitting there like, okay, okay, when this song come on, I'm finna go ahead and it never came on. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, dope show, bro.
I mean, it's like that with big artists too. I've been to shows where there's
Yeah,
a big artist. I'm like, oh man, they're gonna play this shit. Like, I can't wait. It's gonna go off. And then the whole set comes. I'm like, man, if
what the
y'all don't
hell
want
happened?
my money back, give me the money back. I want all of it.
Yeah, you know what I
Refund.
mean. Got a song going viral, and you don't play it at the show with everybody. Wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
Man, yeah, that's one of my pet peeves as far as an artist. Cause I heard some like back in the days in Saginaw. I know some artists was good at it, but some was they'll have a song that everybody playing. It's like okay, they like no, I want to play a different song, so I just put this out. I just wrote it. It's like, bro, you want the crowd to try to learn your new song, and you still learning it?
Right. Yeah. You don't even know the words. How are they
You
gonna know?
don't even know the words. How they gonna know? How they finna rock out? By the end of the song, you might well perform it 2 or 3 times before they can actually catch it.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah. See, my if we're talking pet peeves, mine is like people that go viral, like the period I period girl.
but what I mean, something
When
baby.
you got legit artists that are trying so hard, I'm trying so hard for y'all to love me, and y'all are getting period I period this bitch is going millions of views. Like what? That don't even make sense.
Bro, I spoke on that a couple of times in a couple of episodes, and I kind of understand it,
I mean,
and I
it's you
don't.
can't help but watch it, but still, stop fucking watching it. Just
But that's just how I said before. In a way, sometimes some cats that keep it 100 a lot of times this world wasn't meant for them. You know what I
right.
mean? As far as that, and I seen a post. I think it was not. I don't want to say names or say cheese or nothing like that. I forgot what name it was. I forgot. I don't think it was say cheese. It was something else. And they was mad about the fact that they had, I guess, NBA young boy and Bobby Smurda, I guess, got into it.
Yep.
And they was talking about, oh, the media is hyping them up and we need to stop. And I'm like, it's media out here that don't do that, but y'all don't hype them up.
You
So
don't
the
push.
ones
Right. It's not that narrative that they want to push.
exactly, and then you see the people mad at it. It's like you're the one that
Yeah,
pushed
like
this people.
right. Yeah, they're like, fuck bad baby. Like you're the one that was all freaked out. She was telling someone to catch her outside. Like
Yeah,
for her who she is.
yeah.
Like that's
So
one thing. Like people, when people say, "Oh man, I know you're gonna blow up," like it's so hard to not be like you are the only person that can make that happen for me. They don't understand. Like fans don't understand the power that they harbor in their hands. Like if
man,
they
I
can
say it all the time.
make you like overnight. If all my homeboys and all my friends and all the people I've ever met in my life just tonight decided, yo, I'm gonna support them.
It
it'd be
changed the whole game.
it
It
would
changed the whole
literally,
game.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And it's crazy because, like you say, they talk about this, that, Illuminati, and this and that, and oh, he got money and he acting up and this, whatever. And
right,
it's like he sold 1,000,000 records. He sold 2,000,000 records. I wonder who bought those.
right,
now, you, now you talking about he well y'all, you got the power. The people
right,
got the power. That's why I always read comments. I show love as much as I can because it ain't gonna be just Star Magazine. Our brand is out there in so many areas, but
right.
if the people don't rock with us, it really don't. The brands don't grow. And
No.
any brand that's out there that grow, it's because people supported them.
Yep. And it's and I've always like I feel like a lot of times when I go out of state or out even out of city, like there's so much more support than there is in your hometown, it seems like a lot of times, you know. And I
Yeah,
don't know if it's just because, you know, a lot of people don't really have that type of ambition or drive to bring themselves out of that life or don't feel like they can or deserve to be more than what they currently are. And it's just like everybody needs to
yeah.
follow their dreams and push and just support your friends and support local businesses and fuck all the really rich people because we don't have that kind of money, so we don't need to be in that conversation. Just leave them be. They're gonna do the fucked up shit they do anyways. Let's just live a happy life.
Man, and that's kind of why I do what I do in a way because I know a lot of people that I can post and promote as far as that already got promotion. I
Right,
rather help or see somebody or and how DJs used to break music. Not all they do is
right,
play the popular music. You know what I
right.
mean? You already know Drake Cole or not Cole, but you know Drake, one of the most popular artists. Now that's all you put him on the cover. No, I don't. I try
Yeah,
to.
like back they used to be like, oh, this is the new shit from dot dot dot. Here it is, boom, play that
Yeah,
shit.
you used to always hear you don't hear DJs breaking new music. They only playing like the music that's already in. Like
Right.
I already know them. I already
E-
let me
even
find somebody.
even before I was really like into hip hop, like for real, like rapping and stuff. You know Redburn.
Oh yeah. I know
I,
DJ. We got
I
plenty history.
yeah, I was, you know what I'm saying, like wanted like trying to surround myself with people like him as well. You know, going out to Delta and putting flyers on people's cars and shit, trying to promote his shows. Like, so
Yeah,
it really everything.
we just must have just missed then because he did one of my best songs I did was in 2004. It was a remix song, but I did it with him and Stray was in the studio that day. I
Yeah,
still
I know.
remember. It's like 2004, 2003.
Okay, yeah. See, and like I said, that it was probably well, no, it would have been after that because like I graduated in like 2010.
Oh well, yeah, it was.
It would have probably been about 2009.
Yeah,
But
yeah. We all
we
Red
missed each
Burn.
other. We just, you know, we just
Yeah,
it was just a little couple years apart. No big deal.
yeah. Red Burn got a lot of years in. We like I say, I got 20. I say 25 in the scene. The first album dropped. We had in '99. We had albums in Circuit City and Media Play, stuff like that. So it was like
I was,
'99,
so
2000.
when I was 8 years old, you was out
See,
here doing shit. So
yeah,
that's cool. That's why it's cool to be on something like this. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been through everything I'm doing and trying to go through and shit. So it's cool
yeah,
to get
yeah.
your perspective on things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When I'm telling you something like that, or I'm speaking on it because I've been through it. You know what I mean? I perform shows. We performed for BET Comic View and did shows in Indianapolis, Detroit. We ain't
Right.
wasn't big enough, but we tried. We was trying, and a lot of
Right.
times me and my guys, we was doing this. So we had to book the show. We ain't had no manager, so we had to book the shows, create the CD cover, print them out. We had to
Right.
do all of that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And
And then,
sometimes I feel like it's not even about, you know, like being big, but the experience that you've
oh yeah,
experienced through all that time, you know what I'm saying, is what's more valuable than even
oh
being
very,
big.
very.
You know, so for me, like, shoot, I appreciate, you know, like I said before, I appreciate you even having me on the show and giving me the opportunity to come on here and, you know, let people know what I'm trying to do.
Oh
So,
yeah, no doubt. Much love to you. You know what I mean? When I talk to you, I don't say it like that, but I can see myself in what a lot of things you do. You know what
right,
I mean? So a lot of artists I do. When I do this, I'm doing it as an artist. Like I do car shows. I did like three shows. You know what I mean? I had been judges in like 4 or 5 shows.
Right.
When Sarah Parker was alive, she always used to come get me. Shout out to Sarah Parker, Charles Convict, you know what I mean, Conley. So a lot of things like we talk about, I'm asking questions because I got an insider. I've been
Right.
through it.
Yeah. A lot of people that you've mentioned are people that I know. I've been, you know what I'm saying, like working with this person or in touch with that person. So it's cool to see that we've got the same group of people that we have been doing this shit obviously for some time. So
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So yeah, definitely respect what you do, and we're gonna keep our eye out on you and support the same way. It might be silent support. Like I said, I tell a lot of artists, I'm dealing with artists from all over the country a
yep.
lot of times, from Texas, Florida. So I can't stay. Like I had one artist try to treat me like a fan. I'm like, bro, you don't know what we do. I don't do that. Vote here, go vote on me. He wanted me to vote for him on another magazine. I'm like, bro. He
Yeah,
was
hell
like,
no. It'll
against
be
another artist.
$50.
I'm like, no, bro, I can't do that.
That sounds like a service. I'm gonna need to be paid.
So that's the only thing I'll be like telling the artist. I'm not saying I like what you do. I rock. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it's like if you beefing
quiet.
with so and so, I'm not picking those sides. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
doing a magazine.
quiet or loud. I appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Some
no doubt.
support is better than none support. So
Yeah, true indeed. Yup. India Brady said exactly. When you have great memories of doing what you love, you have made it. So she
yeah.
telling you, she basically your words of encouragement and letting you know, you know what I mean, you made it.
All right.
It don't
Well,
matter what everybody else said.
I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Even though like I said, a lot of people I don't feel like kind of put into perspective what I really have accomplished in like the short time that I've done it. Um, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? To each their own. Uh, but I don't really do it for any friends. I just kind of wanted to do it so I could connect with people that I felt would be like me, who went through shit that I went through. Like, I've had people message me and be like, bro, like your music, like this song or that, really got me through. And that right there was enough for me, like to be able to go to the stage and see people sing my shit and sing along with me and do all that. So
Great feeling.
yeah, I hope it continues. I hope one day it's a full stadium full of people singing my shit back to me. That would be awesome.
Uh,
And hope
before we get off,
but
I want to know another memory of yours because I'm gonna tell you one of mine.
okay,
Uh, I had a cat, or they was right in the same neighborhood, which I didn't really let people in the neighborhood know what I was doing a lot of times. And he
right.
was rapping some lyrics to my song right over left. And I was like, dog, where you learn that song at? And he was like, I bought a CD. I was just rapping. And I was like, man, that's me. He's like, yeah,
Right.
right. You know what I mean? What kind of memory you got like that?
I actually I used to work at a 7-Eleven, and I had someone come in and I could hear like in their headphones that I thought it was my song playing. So I was like, what are you listening to? And he was like, oh, I'm listening to Lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, that. I was like, oh, I said, he's from here? And he's like, yeah, bro, he's going crazy, that. And I was like, oh, that's legit. I said, you ever met him or anything like that? He's like, no, I ain't never met him. He said, but if I could meet him, bro, that shit would be lit. And I was like, oh, well, nice to meet you, bro. Like, he was like, he looked at me and he was like, oh shit. Like he didn't even like, is that I was who he thought, he was like, oh shit, damn. Like, and then
Yeah.
that was probably one of like coolest, craziest, like most memorable things. Cause it almost felt like I was more important than I've ever. You know what I'm saying? Look at his face
I
and just
feel you.
like,
I
damn,
feel you because
I'm
I
a little
went through a
important.
similar. I
So
went through something like that too. I definitely relate to that too. So I definitely feel you. It was a beautiful feeling.
yeah, man, it's cool when you catch someone off guard like that, and they're like, "Oh shit!" You're like, "Yeah, bro, I appreciate you for real."
Yeah, no doubt. I had something like that. I don't know if it was because of me being on the block and my name being on the block or the music, but I
Right.
know we had a party on the block and they was talking about me, Jay Jack. They was like Jay Jack, woo woo woo, and the dude was like, oh yeah, well, oh that's my guy. I know that's my dude. I had never seen him before, so I was
Yeah.
standing behind him. I was standing behind him with my hoodie on, And he was like, where you? They go Jay Jack there. He looked right, like, where? He looked right at me, turned around, he looked again. Where you at? I said, what up, bro? You all right? He's like, man, Jay Jack, what's up, baby? And I was like, oh, I'm good. You all right?
Right. There was another incident that was kind of like more like that one at a show I was at. And he was like, "Oh, you're Jameson, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, dot dot dot." And then, we go through the night, I perform, and then I get off stage. He's like, "I thought you said you were Jameson." I said, "Jameson is also Laine. Like we're the people." He was like, "No fucking way, bro." I was like, "How did you that we were two separate people? You think I just got a fucking twin out here or something? Like, get it together."
Hey, it happened. I had to put it together when I seen your post, and it was like, I think Rock Out Ali had just paid that post, and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
but it all starts out with Jameson. I was like, who?
Right.
I was like, Jameson. I'm like, that must have been another promoter that started first. And I had
Yeah.
to go and look, and I was like, oh, that's Kyng Laine.
He dropping government all the time.
Yeah, you know what post I'm talking about?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, but it's cool. Like, I fucks with it. It is
No
what it
doubt,
is.
no doubt, no doubt. And we don't win an hour and 20, man. It's been great talking with you, you know what I mean?
You too, man.
Man, salute to you, you know what I mean? Shout out to anybody that's watching right now. India Brazy, Ridiculous, Shaquila, let me see. Anybody else that commented, or I think that was it right there. Anybody that commented or checked us out, popped in or out, or that's gonna listen to the podcast later, or catch it on YouTube, the video, the full video. However you watching or however you rocking with us, we appreciate it. Most definitely. You just understand that, man. There's much love. We don't expect you to catch every interview or every week. So if you do, man, that's an extra salute. We appreciate you for catching Kyng Laine and hearing his story and hearing about his music and promotion and what he got planned for the new year coming up. Whatever way you listening or whatever way you're supporting, or if you're trying to reach out, when you listen to this, hit him up in the inbox, hit him up in the messenger,
Yep.
find out about the tour, personally, what I mean, you already see a cool dude. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be like he gonna look at you like, why you hit me in my inbox?
Yeah, you good, bro. I'm all about it. I'm down to work.
Just be my business. So so we appreciate you, Kyng Laine. You got anything you want to tell them before we get off here?
I mean, just I appreciate y'all. That's really it. If there's anything that sparked your interest while you were listening, hit me up. We can talk about it. If you guys want to record music, if you want to be on shows, if you want to try to get on this tour, literally anything that you need, I got you. So shout out to all my homies and misfits. Shout out to you. Thank you. Shout out to everybody that, tuned in tonight, everybody that's going to tune in. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. Go check out my platforms, Google Play, iTunes, Spotify. I'm everywhere. So it's under Kyng Laine, just how it's spelled, KYNGLAINE. But yeah, that's it, man. I appreciate it, and hopefully we can do this again soon. And hopefully I'm in a different position, and you see nice little shiny thing in the background or something instead of a baby bassinet,
Man, I appreciate you, bro.
All right, G. Appreciate it.
No doubt. We're going to get on off here. Salute to everybody that's rocking, man. Shout out Thor Magazine, Kyng Laine in the building. Now we out the building. Salute.
Peace.
Peace.